So today I'll be doing my bookshelf tour. This is specifically going to be the books that I have. I'm not going to go into all the little knickknacks and things like that. It's specifically just books. In my personal opinion, not much has changed about my bookshelves or how I collect books. I still keep a relatively low number of books. I've gotten rid of a few, I've replaced them. It's still a work in progress. I figured I should just make a bookshelf tour because I personally like having them on my channel so I can look back at them and be like, wow, look at all the shitty books I used to own. But also to let you have a good gander through the bookshelves and judge me on my taste or lack thereof. So without further ado, let's get into it.
First up, the complete works of William Shakespeare. We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. White Noise by Don DeLillo. I'm With the Band, Confessions of a Groupie by Pamela DeBar. Last Night at the Viper Room, River Phoenix and the Hollywood He Left Behind by Gavin Edwards. Prozac Nation, Young and Depressed in America by Elizabeth Wurtzel. American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis. Less Than Zero by Bret Easton Ellis. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest by Ken Kesey. Girl Interrupted by Susanna Kaysen. Trainspotting by Irvin Welsh. American Gods by Neil Gaiman. Persepolis by Marjane Satrapi. The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. Dracula by Bram Stoker. Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk. Perfume, The Story of a Murderer by Patrick Suskind. A Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess. Wasted by Maria Hornbacher. Anansi Boys by Neil Gaiman. The Wasp Factory by Ian Banks. Just Kids by Patti Smith. Requiem for a Dream by Hubert Selby Jr. Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank. The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. We Need to Talk About Kevin by Lionel Shriver. Bitch by Elizabeth Wurtzel. Choke by Chuck Palahniuk. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. The Girl Who Played with Fire by Stieg Larsson. And The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest by Stieg Larsson. A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. A Clash of Kings. A Storm of Swords, Steel and Snow. A Storm of Swords, Blood and Gold. A Feast for Crows. And A Dance with Dragons, Dreams and Dust. The Hobbit. The Fellowship of the Ring. The Two Towers. And The Return of the King by J.R.R. Tolkien. Rosemary's Baby by Ira Levin. Interview with the Vampire by Anne Rice. The Vampire Lestat by Anne Rice. Ring, Spiral, and Loop by Koji Suzuki. Carrie by Stephen King. The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty. Kurt Cobain Journals. House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. Neon Angel, Memoir of a Runaway by CHERIE. The Greek Myths by Robert Graves. Misery by Stephen King. Kill Your Friends by John Niven. Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. The Tooth Fairy by Graham Joyce. Animal Farm by George Orwell. Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Philip K. Dick. Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes. To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Stardust by Neil Gaiman. The Melancholy Death of Oyster Boy by Tim Burton. Asylum by Patrick McGrath. Pet Sematary by Stephen King. The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. Black Coffee Blues by Henry Rollins. A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. The Penguin Book of Witches by Catherine Howe. I Am Legend by Richard Matheson. The War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. Filth by Irvin Welsh. Junkie by William S. Burroughs. Fingersmith by Sarah Waters. Stoner by John Williams. Sula by Toni Morrison. The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. Naoko by Keiga Higashino. An Unquiet Mind by Kay Redfield Jameson. Sybil by Flora Rita Schreiber. Tell All by Chuck Palahniuk. Dark Water by Koji Suzuki. Ecstasy, Three Tales of Chemical Romance by Irvin Welsh. High Fidelity by Nick Hornby. The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. White Oleander by Janet Fitch. In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. The Lottery and Other Stories by Shirley Jackson. The Vegetarian by Han Kang. Heavier Than Heaven by Charles R. Cross. The Woman in Black by Susan Hill. Martha Peake by Patrick McGrath. The Housekeeper and the Professor by Yoko Ogawa. The Sandman by E.T.A. Hoffman, Howl and Other Poems by Allen Ginsberg, and The Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Perkins Gilman.
So that has been my bookshelf tour for 2016. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will talk to you soon. Goodbye.